Good morning, guys. I'm going to show you this real quick. This is not the new project. This is the new project. And the new project is a board track racer in what appears to be 1/9 scale. Now this one here I've had on my shelf for 7 years, something like that. But I'm thinking about turning it into Vice Grip Garage's Liberty. Liberty? It's the wrong year though. This is a 70, so I'd have to change the front or not. But I'm thinking about just masking over this and then painting the American flag on there, and I think it'll be pretty good, pretty spot on. I don't want to get too carried away, but like I said, I've had this for so long that I think it would make a better Vice Grip Garage build. Okay. This one here, I got the taillights done a minute ago because I had to look for a zillion parts for the board track racer. I turned some what are going to be sprockets, turned them on my lathe, and I found a zillion parts for each different piece. I thought, oh, this is going to be helpful. And so I made a conscious effort to find a billion parts, and I found the taillight. So I glued it in and I painted them up real quick. I have the louvers to do on the rear window, and I don't like the headlights like that. And it looks like I put paint on my hands. Okay, I see some flaws that'll drive me nuts. So that one's done for now. Because I found the taillights. Okay, what else did I have? Oh, this. That. There. I do have to wipe the dust off the windshield because that's what matters. But you leave the dust on everything else. I'm going to turn the radio off. The dust on there. Let's see if I can knock it down. The way I have it made is it pins that rough down with the fuel lines and the A&N fittings. The A&N fittings. I'm going to put this up. There we go. And I'm hoping the lighting does good here. Let's see if I hold it still. A&N fittings. And on the fuel lines, with the way they are, it kind of pins that hood down. Even though I have the hood cut relief away from it, it does. Let me see if I can. All right. I have things sliding around. I have brass screen over the air cleaners. That seems to do pretty good. Let me see if I can get it up in there. I know how that camera acts. If I get anything close to it, it'll act like it's uranium, for Pete's sake, and start shaking it and shaking it. Oh, yeah, that's not. There we are. All right. There. Perfect. Look at that. All right. think that's about the right distance away. I have a seat cover on it. And see the bottom. Yeah. I'm going to move it again because I want to show you the bottom. It's got the rust and it's got the oil spattered at the U-joints. It has a bunch of stuff going on. And I had to use different lighting this time. And I think it'll keep anything from being washed out. This is a yellow lighting. Yeah, and I see that the front axle is too weak, and it's spreading the tires out. So there's that. Okay, I want to show you the project. This new project I'm working on. Move all that stuff out of the way. Okay. I've got the bottom hoop. Let's see if this can go down just a hair, maybe. It's the bottom hoop. In the engine, this would be the bottom bracket where the pedals normally would be. This I put there as an oil pump, and then this is the timing drive. It'll come out this side because let's see, the frame will go right up past there. Like that. Oh, I need to clip. I don't know. Need to clip a part of that right here off. But anyway, it's going to fit tight against the motor. I super glued the bottom bracket onto the aluminum yesterday. And this I turned out of brass. This thing weighs a ton already. It's overweight for what I needed, but it's fine. I think it's ideal. I did want aluminum instead, and I thought, well, the brass will look kind of neat there too. I'm not real sure what I want to make it yet. I'm thinking an Excelsior. I'm thinking an 09 Excelsior is what's coming to mind. But I got the different stuff to make push rods and see a box of goodies we got going on here. I even got little spark plugs in there. I don't know what they were, but they sure sit in there. I think it is. Nope. Nope, that ain't it. Spark plugs, and I don't want to use that as plug wire, but I know me, that's what fits on the spark plugs. So there's that. What do we got here? That ain't it. This would be a good leaf spring for the front fork. That'd be ideal. Those little spark plugs. Perfect scale too. 1/9 scale. Well, there they are. Look at that. They're getting away. Okay, there they are. Little spark plugs, and the hose fits on them and everything, but oh yeah, and I'm going to break it right off there, and then I'll lose them like I had them lost a minute ago. Okay. This I want to be the rear sprocket. I turned it on my lathe, and then I started sanding it, and this side I got to file it down, and then sand it real good. I'll probably cut the little notches in it for the teeth, but I'm not going to do spokes, I don't believe. I almost had it figured out. Perfect how to do the tires, and had the first one just about made, and I took it out of the mold, and it's sprung apart. Of course it did. So I'm going to have to come up with a different way to make the tires. And I was thinking about getting some stainless steel, the Poacher stainless steel spokes. from their model. I did an Alfa Romeo poacher, and it had perfect spokes, and the nipples on the spokes were perfect. And I was thinking about getting a set of those, but they're far too expensive. Last time I looked and had them on my list, they were $34 and then shipping. It's like, yeah, to me, that's pretty devastating. So I didn't get them. And it's what I'm thinking about doing with this one here is I'm thinking about making the tires, making the hubs, turn the hubs out of aluminum, and then make them spokeless to where I'll pin the tires, and that way I think that would work about the best. It'll feel like motion, even though the motorcycle is sitting still. So I think it's coming along really good. This side here, I got a little sprocket. Got a whole bunch of these for the jack shaft. Got a mess of those made. Here's another set. Oh, they're dropping stuff on the floor already. Here's another one for the jack shaft, I was thinking. Made out of brass. Then the big rear one, I have to drill a bunch of holes in that. Probably the others too. I want to drill holes maybe in all of it. So I have to get my vise out. Oh, I do not see. Yeah, I do not see the tiny little brass one. Ah, there it is. The second I was just going to give up. It'll be the tiny brass one. And I can make 1 billion of these. There we go. I drilled a 1/8 hole through the center, and then 1/8 hole through the center of that. So in this, I have the little springs, which looks cool. I've got 2 of those. There's one to go into the cups for the top of the engine. I'll put that aside. To go to the top of the engine, and then that way up here, and it's perfectly, and then that way I can make the Solex carburetor come out the side. But yeah, it's coming along really good. Yeah, that thing weighs a ton. I tried to pick it up yesterday. It was on top of the Socrates box. I picked up by the aluminum. It's like, oh, are those magnets that are being held down to the Socrates box? But it ain't. It's about 2 pounds of brass so far, and I haven't even got really rolling yet on the other brass stuff. So there's that. I'm going to start working on that in just a minute. So I'm going to let you guys go. And I just wanted to show you, I've got a couple new little projects going on, and I'm excited about them. All right. I should prop this up. There we are. Okay, guys, have a great night, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Okay, bye-bye.